I found out I was adopted when my blood type saved my biological brother's life. I was 19 when I discovered my entire life was built on a lie, not because my parents sat me down for the talk most adopted kids get, but because a nurse called me desperate, saying I was the only match for a dying boy I'd never met. There must be some mistake, I told her. I don't have a brother. The silence on the phone lasted too long before she apologized. I'm so sorry, I thought you knew 3 days earlier I'd done a routine blood donation at my college campus. Just another Tuesday, another good deed for my resume. I never expected that pint of blood to shatter my identity. My parents aren't the people I called mom and dad for 19 years. Part broke down when I confronted them. Mom clutched her cross necklace so hard it left marks on her palm. We were told never to contact your birth family, Dad explained, voice cracking. It was a closed adoption. The agency said it was better that way. Better for who? I demanded, the betrayal burning in my chest. The boy who shares my DNA is dying, and I am just finding out he exists, the truth spilled out. I was born to teenage parents who kept my brother but gave me up when they discovered they were expecting twins. They couldn't afford 2 babies, so they made an impossible choice. I agreed to meet with a transplant team, not my biological family. This wasn't about reunion parent, it was about doing what any decent human would do. At least that's what I told myself. The hospital was sterile and cold, much like how I felt inside. The doctor explained that my bone marrow was a perfect match for my brother's leukemia. A 1 in millions chance for non-relatives but common between siblings. Parent, especially twins. Will I see him? I asked, surprising myself with the question. That's entirely up to you, the doctor replied. After the procedure, parent, painful but bearable parent. I lay recovering when a soft knock came at my door. A woman entered, her eyes red-rimmed and swollen. She looked like an older version of my face. Thank you, she whispered, keeping her distance like I was a skittish animal. Jacob is responding well, Jacob. My brother had a name, a life I knew nothing about. Why me and not him? The question escaped before I could stop it. She sank into the chair beside my bed, hands trembling. We were 17. Your father left when he found out about twins. My parents said they could help with 1 baby but not 2. Tears streamed down her face. The agency promised you'd go to a good family. They showed us pictures of your nursery, your parents' home. They are good people, I admitted, surprising myself with the defense. They just lied to me my entire life. She nodded, understanding the pain of that betrayal. Jacob doesn't know either. We never told him he had a twin. The irony wasn't lost on me. Part 2 brothers, both kept in the dark, connected by blood that was now literally flowing between us. Would you like to meet him? She asked hesitantly. Only if you want to, no pressure. I stared at the ceiling, conflicted. Meeting him meant acknowledging this new reality, Pentor, that I had another family, another history, another possible life. Not today, I finally said. But maybe leave your number. She placed a folded paper on my bedside table. He has your smile, she said before leaving 2 weeks later. I took the number not because I've forgiven anyone, but because sometimes blood calls to blood in ways we can't explain. My adoptive parents are still my parents, but somewhere across town is a boy with my face who's alive because of me, and that connection is something neither of us chose, parent, but something neither of us can ignore. Sometimes family isn't just who raised you or who shares your DNA. Sometimes it's both, and navigating that complexity is the hardest part of finding out who you really are.